am Genevieve Lentz. I am the Cape Town Table Tennis Umpires Convener, and I will be presenting a basic Umpires course over a 4-part series. For the series, you would need the ITTF rulebook in conjunction with the ITTF handbook for officials. The links you can find down in the description below. So what's the primary duty of an umpire? The primary duty of an umpire is to apply the rules and regulations of ITTF. And in order to do that, the umpire needs to be a favor with the rules, which gets adapted every year. So which means that the umpire needs to check the ITTF website constantly to be a favor with the rules and to be on par. For the purpose of today, Series 1, we'll be looking at the table. The upper surface of the table is known as the playing surface. So we're looking at this area here, the blue shaded area that's known as the playing surface. So the table needs to be rectangular in shape. That's the shape of the table. It needs to be 2.74 meters long. So in the length, it needs to be 2.74 meters. And in the width, it needs to be 1.525 meters. So that's the area over there. It shall be 76 centimeters above the floor. So from the floor to the table, it needs to be 76 centimeters above the floor. The playing surface shall not include the vertical sides of the table. So the vertical sides, what are the vertical sides? So it's this area over here, just below that white line there, the side of the table, that's not part of the playing surface. And that's very important when there's doubt as to whether there's an edge ball or whether it's a side ball. So we know that because the sides is not part of the playing surface, the point then gets awarded to the opponent. The playing surface may be made of any material, so it doesn't specify as to what type of material it must be. However, if you drop a ball, a standard table tennis ball from the height of 30 centimeters, it needs to rise at least 23 centimeters high. The playing surface shall be uniformly dark and matte, so it doesn't specify that the color must be blue or the color must be green. It must be dark and it must be matte. However, there has to be a sideline, and the sideline needs to be 2 centimeters wide along each side. So there we have a sideline, here we have a sideline. And obviously it has to be 2.74 meters, has a 2.74 meters edge, so that's how long it is. And a white end line, so these here are the end lines. And the end line needs to be 2 centimeters wide, and it also has to be 1.525 meters long. Okay. The playing surface shall be divided into 2 equal courts by a vertical net. This is the net here, and it's running vertically, parallel with the end lines. Okay. And shall be continuous over the whole area of the court. So basically, we know that the net covers the area of the board, but the umpires and the players need to be cognizant of the fact that there is an invisible extension of the net across the courts, okay, which separates the 2 courts for the players. Now for doubles, each court shall be divided into 2 equal half courts. So there we see that there are 4 players in a doubles match, so each side has to be divided into 2 courts, and there's a white center line. For doubles, each court shall be divided into 2 equal half courts. So here we see this court is divided into 2 equal half courts by the center line, and here we have 2 equal half courts divided by the center line. So for a singles match, this is not important, the center line is not important, but for a doubles match, because you have 4 players, you need a center line. Now the center line needs to be 3 millimeters wide, running parallel with the sidelines, and the center line shall be regarded as part of the right half of the court. So what does that mean? That basically means if the server serves onto the center line, the service is fine, the ball is still in play because it is seen as being part of the right half court. However, in service, because we know that the server needs to serve across in a doubles match, if he serves obviously down the line into the left court, then it is a fault service, and the point is then awarded to the opponents. And that brings us to the end of part 1. Thank you for watching.